AITA for reporting my high school bully to an internal panel at work after she joined my firm and acted like nothing happened? I'm laying it all bare here because I'm still reeling. And I need to know if I handled it like a pro or if I'm stirring up ghosts from my past for no reason. I'm a 37-year-old woman, a senior manager at a top-tier consulting firm in a vibrant city I've called home for over a decade. I've fought hard to get here, leading a team of 12 brilliant minds. My role's high stakes, my performance metrics depend on my team's output, and I'm on the cusp of a promotion to director, a career-defining leap that'd mean a six-figure bump and a corner office. But here's the gut punch. My high school bully, let's call her Kristen, aged 38, has joined my firm, acting like we're complete strangers. She claims she doesn't remember the torment she inflicted on me back then. I'm caught in a whirlwind of rage, disbelief, and self-doubt, wondering if I'm the jerk for how I dealt with it. Let's rewind to high school, because that's where this nightmare took root. I grew up in a small town a few hours from here, the kind where secrets didn't stay secret long. My parents weren't rich. Mom worked late shifts at a diner, working doubles to keep us afloat, while Dad fixed cars at a garage, coming home with grease-stained hands. I was a quiet kid, happiest with a sketch pad or a dog-eared novel, my nose buried in stories about far-off places. I wasn't unpopular, but I wasn't winning any prom queen crowns either. My clothes were second-hand, my backpack patched with duct tape, and I kept my head down, dreaming of a bigger world. Kristen, though, she was the sun everyone orbited, head cheerleader, homecoming court staple, with glossy hair and a smile that could charm teachers into extra credit. She had this effortless charisma, the kind that made people hang on her every word, and a clique that followed her like loyal hounds. For 3 years, sophomore to senior, she made my life a living hell. And I still can't pin down why she chose me. It started subtly in 10th grade, her voice cutting through the cafeteria like a blade. "Nice sweater? Did your mom pull it from the laundry basket?" Her friends snickered as I shrank into my seat, my cheeks burning. I'd worn that sweater, a faded green thing Mom got at a yard sale, because it was the warmest I had. By spring, it wasn't just words. She'd bump into me in the hallway, knocking my books to the floor, then saunter off with a laugh as I knelt to gather them, kids whispering around me. Once, she grabbed my sketchbook during art class, flipping through my drawings of forests and dragons, loud enough for everyone to hear. "What is this, a kid's colouring book? Grow up!" The class roared and I wanted to vanish. I stopped bringing my sketches to school after that, hiding them under my bed like a secret shame. Junior year, she upped the ante. During gym, she'd accidentally trip me during volleyball, sending me sprawling while her posse giggled. One rainy day, she poured her soda over my history project, a timeline I'd spent weeks gluing together, ruining it before I could turn it in. I got a D, my teacher sighing about carelessness. I tried telling her it was Kristen, but she brushed it off. Kristen was the star student after all. Kristen started a rumor I was writing love notes to a science teacher, complete with fake details about me lingering after class. Kids scrawled "teacher's pet" on my locker, slipped crude notes into my bag, and I spent weeks dodging stares, too mortified to tell my parents. I'd cry in the bathroom, splashing water on my face to hide the evidence, feeling like I was drowning. Senior year was her cruelest act. I'd saved every penny from babysitting to buy a prom dress, a shimmery blue gown from a consignment shop, the first time I felt beautiful. I was nervous but excited, hoping for one good memory. During a slow dance, Kristen and her friends stumbled into me, dumping a pitcher of punch across my chest. The red liquid soaked through, staining the fabric, dripping onto the floor. They howled, calling it a total accident, while I stood frozen, the music pounding in my ears. Kids pointed, some laughing, others whispering pity. I ran to the bathroom, scrubbing at the dress until my hands shook, but it was ruined. I called my mom to pick me up, sobbing in the car as she tried to soothe me. That night, I swore I'd never let anyone make me feel that small again. Therapy, time, and a fierce drive to prove myself helped me move on. I left that town, earned an MBA, and landed at this firm 8 years ago. I manage a team of data analysts whose work fuels our biggest client contracts, and their success is my success. My last review was stellar. My boss called me a linchpin, and the director roles within reach, promising more clout and enough money to buy a house someday. I've got a cozy apartment, a rescue dog named Luna, and friends who'd fight for me. I thought I'd buried high school for good. Then, a month ago, I'm in a boardroom for a quarterly review. And there she is, Kristen, unveiled as the new lead data scientist for a sister department. My heart stopped. She looked impeccable, tailored suit, that same dazzling smile I dreaded. When our eyes met, she gave a curt nod, like I was just another face in the room. I sat through the meeting in a daze, her voice pitching a new analytics model with the same confidence she'd used to mock me. Afterward, I gathered my courage and approached her in the hallway. "Hey, we went to high school together, right?" I said, my voice steadier than I felt. She tilted her head, flashed a breezy smile and said, "Oh, really? Wow, that's wild. Sorry, high school's a total fog, too many years ago." That was it. No guilt, no flicker of memory. I mumbled something and walked away, my hands trembling. I wanted to yell, "You ruined my prom, my confidence, everything!" But I bit my tongue. My job's too important, my team's success, my promotion, my stability all depend on me keeping it together. The next few weeks were a roller coaster. Kristen's not just competent, she's exceptional. She's got a PhD in data science from an Ivy League school, a resume packed with Fortune 500 gigs, and a talent for predictive modeling that's already slashed project timelines by weeks. Her first report landed us a $10 million client, and the C-suite's buzzing about her game-changing insights. She's charming, buys coffee for the team, cracks jokes that lighten tense meetings, and remembers everyone's names. She's the kind of hire firms fight over, and replacing her would be a logistical disaster. Her skill set's rare, and headhunters would charge a fortune to find a match. My team's deliverables dovetail with hers, her models feed our forecasts, so her brilliance indirectly boosts my numbers. I hate that I can't fault her work, but every time I saw her presenting to execs, laughing in the break room, I'd flash back to high school, her sneer as she trashed my sketchbook, the sticky punch dripping down my dress. I'd grit my teeth, forcing a smile during cross-team updates, but inside I was unraveling. I'd lie awake, replaying her "I don't remember" line, wondering if I'd exaggerated it all. But no, those scars are real. I confided in my best friend Tara, who's been my rock since grad school. She was furious, saying Kristen's feigning ignorance to dodge accountability. "She's not dumb," she remembers, "she just doesn't care," Tara said. My brother Mike took a different tack. "She's not targeting you now and your job's too big to risk. Let it go." I saw his point, but letting it slide felt like betraying the kid who cried herself to sleep. Office politics didn't help. My firm's a pressure cooker. Everyone's vying for the next rung, and alliances shift like sand. My colleague, Derek, a fellow senior manager with his own director ambitions, started cozying up to Kristen, inviting her to strategy lunches I wasn't looped into. I overheard him pitching her as a key player to our VP, subtly sidelining my team's contributions. Another co-worker, Lisa, who's gunning for my current role, dropped hints that I seemed distracted lately, fishing for weakness. Kristen's arrival was a spark in a dry forest. My team's morale dipped as her star rose, and I caught whispers that some analysts thought she'd outshine me. My promotion wasn't guaranteed anymore. Derek was framing himself as the collaborative pick, leveraging Kristen's glow. I couldn't let this spiral, not when my team's work and my future hung in the balance. The real problem was my objectivity. My job demands fairness, especially since Kristen's output impacts my team's forecasts. If we had to partner directly, could I judge her work without bias? Her presence dragged up so much pain, anger, humiliation, even a flicker of fear that I doubted I could separate past from present. My role pays enough for a comfortable life, a mortgage fund, weekend getaways, Luna's vet bills. My subordinates, whose data Kristen refines, are critical to my success, and I couldn't risk drama tanking our metrics. But pretending everything was fine felt like letting her skate free, like those 3 years of cruelty meant nothing. I wrestled with it for days, barely eating, my mind racing. Confronting Kristen seemed like a trap. I'd either lose my temper or get stonewalled, and she'd spin it to look like I was unhinged. HR was too risky without proof of her old actions. It'd be my word against hers, and her stellar record would win. Then I remembered our firm's internal panel, a rotating group of senior staff elected to handle disputes impartially. I'm not on it, which made it perfect for keeping things clean. After sleepless nights and a long session with my therapist, I decided to defer to them. I drafted a statement, pouring out the truth. Kristen's bullying, the comments, the soda incident, the rumour, the prom disaster, and its lasting impact. I noted her claim of amnesia and stressed I wasn't alleging current issues, just my struggle to stay neutral given our history and her roles overlap with my team. I asked for guidance to protect my performance and the firm's goals. Submitting that statement felt like jumping off a cliff. For a week, silence. I panicked, thinking I'd painted myself as petty, dragging up ancient history to sabotage a star hire. Derek kept schmoozing Kristen, and Lisa's snide comments about my stress grew bolder. I overheard an analyst wonder if Kristen's team was carrying ours, which stung. But then the panel summoned me. They'd reviewed my statement, talked to Kristen without naming me directly, and assessed our department overlap. They decided to restructure project streams so Kristen's team reports to another manager, minimising our contact. She faced no discipline, her work's too vital, but they logged my concerns. The panel chair called my approach exemplary, and my boss forwarded a note from the CEO praising my discretion, hinting it'd boost my promotion odds. I exhaled, but victory felt empty. Things are stable now. Kristen's still here, churning out brilliant analyses, and we rarely cross paths. When we do, it's a quick nod, nothing more. She hasn't mentioned high school again, and I'm not holding my breath for an apology. My team's killing it, our latest report earning kudos, and I'm prepping for the director interview. But I'm haunted by her nonchalance. How does someone forget causing that much pain? Tara thinks I should have confronted her for closure. Mike says I played it perfectly, keeping my career intact. Derek's still a thorn, cozying up to execs, and Lisa's circling, but I'm holding my ground. I protected my job, my team, and my shot at the top. But there's this nagging feeling I let teenage me down by not demanding accountability. So, am I the jerk for reporting Kristen to the panel instead of facing her head-on or ignoring it? Did I play it smart, or am I ducking the real fight? Update 1, a few weeks later. Thanks for all the comments. You've given me a lot to chew on. The panel's plan is working. Kristen and I don't interact directly. She's a star. Her latest client pitch landed a 7-figure contract, and the execs are eating it up. Replacing her would tank our department. Her data models are saving us months of work. My team's output is solid, keeping my performance high, and I'm shortlisted for director, partly because of how I handled this. Derek's still pushing Kristen as his ticket to the top, and Lisa's dropping passive-aggressive jabs, but I'm staying focused. I talked to my therapist about it, and she thinks I'm holding on to old pain that Kristen's return stirred up. She suggested writing a letter to my teenage self, not to send, just to process. It was weirdly cathartic. I cried a lot, but it felt like letting go of some weight. I also checked in with a mentor at work, someone I trust. She said my approach was textbook professionalism and that the firm's impressed with how I kept it neutral. That boosted my confidence, though I still feel uneasy. Kristen sent me a LinkedIn message, super generic, like, "Great to work with you, let's connect." I ignored it. Tara thinks it's her fishing for a reaction. Mike says I'm overthinking it. I'm keeping my distance, focusing on my promotion. Am I the jerk for staying cautious, or am I doing all right? I'll update if anything shifts. Update 2, a couple months later. Alright, I'm back with more because things have taken a turn and I'm still processing it all. Thanks for sticking with me, your comments have been a lifeline. So, work's been steady and the panel's setup is holding. Kristen and I don't interact much. She's untouchable. Her latest algorithm streamlined a major project, saving the firm millions. She's basically irreplaceable, and her work still feeds into my team's deliverables, so I'm stuck benefiting from her brilliance. My own performance is stellar, my team's crushing it, and I aced the director interview. The promotion's looking likely, and my boss cited my conflict resolution as a factor. But office politics are heating up. Derek's pitching Kristen as his golden goose, undermining my team's wins, and Lisa's spreading whispers I'm too emotional for the top job. It's a knife fight, and I'm not flinching. At a team happy hour, I couldn't skip it. It was for a colleague's retirement, and Kristen was there. We ended up at the same table, and after a few drinks, she started chatting me up. Nothing deep, just work stuff. I was polite, but guarded. Then, out of nowhere, she said, "You know, I'm glad we're cool now. High school was so long ago, right?" I froze. It was the first time she'd referenced our past, and it felt so casual, like she was brushing off everything. I nodded, changed the subject, and left early, my head spinning. I talked to my therapist who said Kristen might be testing the waters, not necessarily maliciously, but to gauge my reaction. I'm not sure I buy that. She still hasn't owned up to anything. Tara's pissed, says I should have called her out right there, but I didn't want to make a scene and risk my reputation. Mike thinks she's clueless, not worth my energy. I'm leaning that way, but it stung to hear her act like it was all nothing. Since then, I've kept interactions minimal. She sent another LinkedIn message inviting me to a work webinar, which I declined. I'm focusing on my goals, promotions looking likely, and I'm not letting this derail me. But I'm still grappling with wanting closure versus protecting my peace. I checked with HR, just to be safe, and they confirmed the panel's decision stands. I feel like I've done right by my career, but that teenage part of me still wants an apology. Am I the jerk for keeping my distance and not pushing for more? Or am I handling this the best I can? I'll update again if anything big pops up.
That prom stunt was vile, no excuse. Kristen's dodging like a pro, but you're the real deal. Panel was smart. Keep her out of your orbit.
I get why you're torn. Kristen's a ghost that won't quit. Her prom stunt was heartless, and her I don't know you act is pure avoidance. Reporting her was a chess move, kept your career clean and Derek's schemes at bay. You're thriving, team's on point, CEO's got your back. Still, I feel you wanting her to own it. Focus on that corner office. She's not worth your peace.
Yo, Kristen's nerve is unreal. Acting all chummy. You're a champ for not losing it. Panel was a power move. Keep your eyes on the prize.
Kristen acting clueless is bold, she remembers. Reporting her was a strong move, kept your job safe. I'd want her nervous, but you're winning.
That prom story crushed me. Kristen's amnesia is a lie. She's dodging guilt. You're a pro for staying calm, but closure would feel so good.
Not gonna lie, I'm split. Kristen was a nightmare, no doubt. Prom and all that was straight up evil. Her I don't recall is a coward's play. She knows. Going to the panel was a pro move, kept your hands clean and your promotion on track. But part of me thinks you're stuck in the past. She's not coming for you now. You're killing it. Team strong, execs love you. Why let her haunt you? Still, I get wanting her to switch. Keep her at arm's length, snag that director role, and let your success shut her out. You've outgrown her, even if she's too slick to admit it.
Kristen peaked as a mean girl, just got sneakier. You're letting her bug you too much. Panel was smooth. Now, lock in that promotion.
Kristen's a baldy who got polished, not reformed. You handled it like a boss, but I'd have caught her out. Now that director role.
Okay, you're not the jerk, but Kristen's living rent-free in your mind. That high school stuff, sketchbook, punch, all of it was brutal, and her brushing it off at happy hour? Cold. Panel was a slick way to dodge drama. Keep your job safe, and still come out looking good. You're shortlisted for director, things crushing it. Add a star here, she's shiny, but you're solid. Let her think she's clear, grab that promotion, and live your best life. Closure's tempting, but your piece is gold.
High school sucked for you, damn. You handled Kristen like a pro. Panel was genius. She's not worth your stress. Keep climbing that ladder.
You're giving Kristen too much headspace. High school's over. Focus on that promotion. Panel move was slick. You've got the upper hand now.
AID? No way, you're solid. Panel kept it clean. Kristen's untouchable anyway. Your team's killing it. Don't let her steal your spotlight.
Your story's wild, and I'm cheering you on. Kristen's that bully who never grows up, just gets better at hiding it. Her high school was so long ago is a lie. Nobody forgets tormenting someone like that. That dress story broke me. She's ruthless. You played it like a champ though. Panel was a genius call, kept your career locked and got her shuffled away. I feel you on wanting an apology, but she's too slippery for that. You're thriving, team's killing it, and you smashed that director interview. Derek and Lisa are circling, but you're tougher. My advice? Let Kristen think she's golden. Keep her out of your world and grab that corner office. Success is your revenge, not her guilt. Stay focused. You are the one running the show now.
Dragging up high school seems risky. Kristen's not your problem now, right? You're thriving. Focus on your team, not her old drama.
You're not wrong. Kristen's fake thumb buns. Panel was a masterstroke. Kept your head clean. She's thriving show, but you're the one to beat.
Kristen was awful, but reporting her feels petty now. She's not bullying today, so let it go. You're bigger than her. Focus on your win.
Kristen's casual vibe is a gut punch. You're amazing for staying professional. I'd want to spill her secrets, but you're stronger, keeping it cool.
Reporting her was clever. No mess, just results. Kristen's past sucks, but you're winning now. Let her fade. Your team's too strong for her shade.
Kristen's high school's a blur is such a weak dodge. She's covering her tracks. You nailed it going to the panel, kept it pro and got her moved. That prom story had me mad. She's got no business acting friendly now. You're killing it. Your team's solid, promotion's close. Let her be. Your success is louder than her past.